Hey, what is going on, everybody? This is Garrett, obviously decked out in my Chili's gear. It's because I'm currently at work on May 9th here, the day of UFC 249, and you're never going to believe this, what I woke up to this morning. I'm on my break, so I just now I'm getting the chance to talk about this, is that last night, May 8th, Friday before UFC 249, at around 10 o'clock, or roughly around that time, Lincoln and I recorded our weekly podcast, Ninth Corner of the Octagon. Go check it out. Shameless plug. But during that recording, news had broken that Ronaldo Souza, from Brazil, who is fighting Urijah Hall, is scheduled to fight Urijah Hall at UFC 249 tonight, I should say, tested positive for COVID-19 yesterday. I believe so. Because 12 hours ago, so I assume it had to be during the exact time, because of course it had to take place right as we were recording the podcast, because it always seems to things like that always seem to happen with us. We always seem to try to hop onto the wagon and be current with people's current events, but then stuff like this, new stuff is always developing. And it's so interesting because when I was watching the weigh-ins for 249, God, it's so hot in here. Jeez, I don't have any air on or anything in here. But when I was watching the weigh-ins for UFC 249, one of the things I had noticed was that the only people that were wearing any kind of personal protective equipment were Souza and Hall, which I thought was pretty suspicious, because nobody else bothered to, I don't think. Because I mean, they were decked out in the gloves and gloves and the mask, not gloves and mask. And I thought that was suspicious. And so I did some research. I read the article on ESPN, their website, just going over and discussing it. And apparently what had happened was that on their way to the event in Jacksonville, Souza and his team came into contact with one of Souza's family members who likely has the virus. Has, whatever. And so he informs the company, the UFC, of that, and he gets tested. And I guess the test takes a little while. So they decided to go ahead and go through with the weigh-ins. And he makes weight. I don't know where Jeremy Stevens was at, but Souza's out here with possibly COVID-19, makes weight. Whatever. So yeah, he makes weight, and then that night, like I said, news hit, boom, test positive for the coronavirus. And then, of course, more news had come out that not only Souza was positive for COVID-19, but two of his other teammates were as well. And they proved to be asymptomatic. Now, my major concern, the UFC has already decided they're going ahead with the event. My major concern is that if they were asymptomatic, were they wearing PPE as well? I'd have to go back and I'd have to check the footage of the weigh-ins to really see. But then, there's no telling who or what they came into contact with before they even put on personal protective gear. So that's a little concerning. And it's also a little concerning that the event, happens and boom, somebody gets COVID-19, which I think is another one of those, dastardly things that kind of put a hindrance on the excitement going into tonight, because it's like, yeah, it's not unexpected that somebody, would have contracted it, but this was like one of those things that we were worried about happening, and it happened. So now it's just a matter of, how is this going to affect the rest of the event? Is somebody else going to walk away? with the coronavirus. Who knows? You know, again, it's closed. It's a closed arena, so it's not going to be in front of a live audience. It's going to have the commentators, the cameramen, the teams, and the fighters, and the ref. I don't know how all that's going to work out. Hopefully I'll see tonight. Hopefully there aren't going to be any more cancellations, because I bought the pay-per-view this morning before I had heard about the news with Souza, and now it kind of makes me a little bit worried financially, because it's like, is this going to happen? Is it not going to happen? These are just like little thoughts just running around in my head, you know, because when one bad thing happens, it's like I can't help but think about 10 other bad things that might end up taking place and ruining the day. But that's all I just wanted to say. I just wanted to throw that quick little update out there. You guys, definitely looking forward to the pay-per-view tonight. Hope you guys are as well. And I'll catch you guys later.